And the card I pulled for you, Libra, is Shiva Lingam. This is literally you. It's literally like, I think this would be one of the better cards to represent Libra. It's a stone of balance, of balancing. If you have too much masculine, too much feminine, if you're, too much thought, not enough soul, not enough intuition, just guiding. It's a good stone, to meditate with. It just integrates your opposing forces. It integrates them. It's an alchemical unionizing stone. Okay. And it's perfect for you because this is you, Libra. It's always about balance, finding that balance, being fair, being, in the center of the opposing forces. And I'm not sure if some of you, I'm getting maybe a little bit of a read that some of you may be off balance right now and need to find that sort of unification again within you. Maybe too much going on the outside and not enough internal housekeeping, or you've been maybe too internalized lately and not enough socializing, not enough integrating with others. Whatever be the case, if you feel a little off your center, this reading will help. And if you don't happen to feel out of balance at this time, it's still a good template going forward for those times when we do, because at any given time, we can all get thrown off our center, right? Okay, so we're going to use this tree spread using the Zen Tarot deck, and we're starting with this lower branch here. This is where your starting point is. Internal energies are on the left and external are on the right. The trunk is the key to moving forward and moving up into the next level of awareness. And then the outcome or the insight is at the tip top of the tree. Okay? So your starting point, Libra, here, as it pertains to your balance, is courage. So I've had this card for another reading, and at this time, for this group, this month or whatever you want to call it. This is a card of, it's a combination of allowing and reaching. So it's not just all being brave and putting on a brave face and reaching for my goals and trudging forward. It's also a card of sitting and resting in place and allowing the change to come. So there's a balance, actually, using the word balance again, between the two, right? The little seedling that this flower used to be, was tucked way down there in the dark and protected by all these boulders. And it had itself a hard protective shell. And until it allowed the water to soften its edges and allowed the sunlight to give it something to reach toward, right? Until that occurred, there was no shift in movement. So, but it didn't hop off the boulder and, run away or whatever, right? It waited it out and actually brought in a little bit of just trust and faith that change will come, right? So this might be where you are now as far as, I'm uncertain. I don't know if I should move right or left. I don't know if the decision I'm about to make is the right one. And what we're saying is allow the signs to come to you, right? And first of all, regain your balance. Take any of those opposing forces, the negative and the positive, and the intuition versus the logic. Take those and allow it all to be there. Allow it all to exist within you and integrate itself. And then start looking for signs. Start looking for that sunlight coming towards you that you could reach towards. Start looking for the next step to take. It will show up. So this could be where some of you already are now and kind of wondering what's next. Internally, It's just about your inner guidance. Internally, and you know this, but sometimes it's harder to put it into practice than just saying, follow your instincts, right? Let me see what it's supported by. Yeah. So you know this within, you know your life path has always, even in challenges, it's always worked out, right? You've gone along your path, you've come upon obstacles, and then somehow standing at the point of the path you're on now, you can turn around and look back and say, oh yeah, I made it through. These things happened, I was able to navigate, and now I'm here, right? So you know this intrinsically, that your soul can guide you through this stuff. But also you have the worry of when, how, who should I do this with? You have all these worries of the logistics of it, right? I don't know when to make the move. I'm not sure if I'm even welcome, moving toward this next phase of my life, or if it's a smart move to make, or if others are going to agree with me, or whatever. Well, in your day-to-day world, the card of the outsider is saying, make a move. Make any move. This little figure is so afraid that he's not welcome into what's beyond the gate, into that beautiful rainbow world. But that lock on the chain is not engaged. All he has to do is open the gate and take the first step, right? And like I said, I don't want to oversimplify, but trust what you think might be the next step. The process of wanting to make a decision and then not being sure if it's the right one, and then making a list of all the reasons it is, and making a list of all the reasons it's not, and then saying, I want to try this, but I'm scared, and then telling yourself, no, you don't deserve to make that, whatever. All those processes that on your way to a decision, those are what stop you. Those are what throw you off your balance, right? Is when you're out of alignment with what you know within to be right and true. When that's out of alignment with, the actions you take, or the thoughts you have, or the experiences that are going on around you. When what you know is right for you is out of alignment with what is, quote unquote, that's what causes the imbalance. Is that making sense? Your soul knows, and your persona wants to know for sure, right? But that wanting to know for sure is what throws it all off, because your soul already knows. So the first step is all you need to do. And I turned this into moving forward into a big life decision. I'm getting that for some of you, it's kind of taken over the nature of this reading, is that there is, for a portion of you out there, there is something pretty monumental waiting for you. And you may have fears blocking you. You may have uncertainties, maybe a little shame or guilt moving forward into this next phase for yourself. And I think that this card, this Shiva Lingam card, showed up for you at this time to kind of say, okay, pull it in, regain your balance, integrate it all, because the fears are part of it, but also the hope and the desire is part of it too. And what you want to do is you want to let it all reside within you, and then get as quiet and still as you can, and trust what comes up of that, and then make a move, right? It's this guidance card combined with the courage is sort of the alchemy of all those energies of the fear and the uncertainty and the wish and the hope and the dream. It's the alchemy of all that residing within you. And then the action to take, this outsider card, is just open the gate, take a step. You don't have to race right toward it right away, but allow yourself to take one step toward what it is that you're desiring. Now, that is just a subgroup of you, because that's, I was really getting a big push of energy that said there's some of us that are feeling very desperate right now, very uncertain, and very just the desire to get there, or to get out of what I'm in. Whatever the energies are you're feeling, whatever the situation you're in that's creating this feeling of wanting to just get away from it. That I felt that really strongly. Now, for some of you, you may not be experiencing this. And so for you, I say, maybe this is all of this work and this balancing and this movement toward a new space. Maybe that for some of you, it's just an internal shift. This is all just your simple soul work, to the next level. Say you want to shift your perceptions. You realizing that lately maybe you're perceiving things with maybe too much snap judgment. Maybe you're just deciding, labeling things in your head and tucking them away. I don't know, people, experiences, situations. Maybe you're just judging, labeling, and that's it. And maybe what you're realizing is that in order to grow your soul, there needs to be a little more of an allowance of things to be other than the way you would do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, instead of judging, I don't know, somebody jogging in their flip-flops. I don't even know why I brought that up, but the simplest thing, judging someone else for doing something in a way you would not do it, right? Instead of judging it, maybe just observe it and be aware of it. Oh, they're running in flip-flops. I wonder what that feels like. I wonder if that makes their feet feel more free or whatever. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, why are they doing that? That's so wrong. I would never do that, right? That kind of a soul shift within you that is more mature, more wisdom filled, and more allowing for everyone around you to be as they are, because everyone is in very different phases of their journey, right? And it's just simply not possible for every soul to be in the exact same place, at the exact same level, with the exact same knowledge at any given moment. We've got to realize that, and I think in more and more in the times we're in, especially with social media, you see it so much, all the judging, all the snap, very unthoughtful comments that come out are for me, I see it. And in the beginning, I used to say, oh my gosh, how could anyone speak like that? Just talk like that off the cuff about others. They don't even know. But for me now, I'm realizing there's something within them. There's a fear within them that they don't want to allow the possibility of this other way of thinking to be true. They don't even want to allow it. It's too scary, whatever. If anybody is living differently than you, then that for some of us, that can create fear. Now and where did I go with this? Oh yeah, because of the group of you, I'm so sorry. The group of you there's so many concepts and intuitive hits that are coming through me right now. That's why I keep going off on tangents, and I apologize. But for you, Libra, what I'm trying to get to is, for some of you, this shift moving forward with balance could mean something very big in your life, a very big decision. For some of you, this shift could be subtle and only you know about it because it's within you. It's a shift in perception, or it's a shift in, I don't want to yell at my kids anymore, so now I'm going to stop and count to 10. But I realize, my intuition's telling me that I can do this. I'm not going to be perfect every time, but the very next time my kids make me want to yell, I am going to take a breath. I'm going to take that first step toward acceptance. Okay, my kids are frustrated. They're making me want to yell. However, that's not how I will respond this time. And then next time, maybe you'll snap at them, right? It's okay. But what I'm saying is, in order to make shifts, we have to have the awareness first. And gaining alignment and being balanced to start making any kind of a change or decision, that balance is key. Okay? That's what I wanted to say. I wrapped it up finally. I'm sorry I have been very ill. I was ill for and I don't get sick for very long. Usually it's like a couple days, 3 days. I was sick for over a week, and I just feel like my energy's coming back in bounds. And I feel like in these readings, I feel like I just want to spill it all out to everyone. And I realize that it may not be coming off with, the intent that I have. It might be coming off as being a little bit scatterbrained and crazy. But trust me, I'm getting, there's a lot of energy flowing through me that I want to bring out for you guys at this time. So I'm out of balance, I guess. I didn't talk to anyone literally for a week. So now I'm talking to all you guys. Okay, so moving forward into this shift, into this new way of being, or this decision that we want to make with balance, right? Moving forward, the key is this trunk card, and that is playfulness. So don't forget to have fun along the way. Don't forget to let your inner child out. Let it scream up to the sky, shout with joy, let the stars, and all the stardust sprinkle all over you, and have some fun. Now, if the decision you're about to make, this big, hefty decision, is really heavy and doesn't feel fun, then I would suggest that in some way, find a moment where you can let it go, where you can say, I will decide. I don't have to decide today. And for now, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to go crazy, go ballistic with fun. Okay? Drop the matter within you and let all the joy out. Maybe that will inspire you to gain that balance. Maybe that's what's needed, is to kind of let the steam out, right? But the fun and enjoyment of life, and even in our differences, accepting those differences, accepting them to be as they are, it frees up your energy to be able to loosen up and have some fun, right? And to not be so serious and judgmental and, I have to make a decision today or else, that kind of thing. Next level, once these energies are in alignment, and you're having a little fun, right? And you're allowing the harder edges to soften and your intuition to guide you, and you take that one first step, then you get to the next level, which is breaking old patterns, staying focused in the moment, very much in the zone, and then trusting and having patience. So this totality card is asking you, these acrobats, I was going to say astronauts, these acrobats are exactly where they need to be. Their minds and their bodies and their entire energy is focused right here in the now. If it weren't, right? If, say, that one on the left was thinking about dinner, what am I going to cook for dinner tonight? They're all going to go tumbling down. So for you, staying in the zone, staying not like driven focused on your decision or on your change that you want to make, not driven toward it, but just fully embracing what is, and grounding yourself in this moment and staying aware of any signs that come to you, right? Just keep your eyes open, keep your ears peeled, and, have that fun, and then breathe yourself into your next decision. Your guidance will come if you stay fully aware. Careful of past patterns. Within you, internally, you might have some old triggers and some old patterns that you want to fall back on. Like, say this is a big decision. Maybe you want to quit your job because you're not earning what you deserve, and you've asked for a raise and it's not coming. Maybe in that decision, it's not best to say, okay, I'll just stay here because they're telling me maybe I'll get a raise in a year, so I'll just stay here. If that's what your go-to would have been in the past, to just sort of accept less than what you deserve or less than what you've earned, then we want to break out of that. We want to break out of those patterns. And within you, internally, between, you and you, that little conversation that goes on between you and you know, whatever this means, this pattern, this hook that keeps you in that loop. You do want to sort of make a shift. Like I said, don't stay behind the gate. Take a step towards something different and new. And then in your external world, this whole process already is going to require patience, because having the balance to start with and then getting thrown off and having to regain the balance, that's a cycle. That's a continued practice that we all must, engage in. And so that patience, that knowing, like with the moon, the next full moon, the next cycle will come. It will take 28 and a half days, and I will get there again. This woman awaiting a birth knows that within about 9 months' time, that will occur. And so the patience, it's not so much as being patient and having to hold back your impatience. It's more about breathing in this moment, kind of this totality card, and realizing it's all coming. This achievement that I want to make, this balance that I want to achieve in order to make this shift in my life is all coming. It's coming. And as long as I'm taking one step and then taking that next step, it will come and it will be realized into my life. Okay? And the inner awareness of those patterns is really key. Okay? And look at this outcome. So the outcome, or the insight into this whole reading, is the card of ripeness, knowing when it's time, knowing when you're ready, knowing when to make that first step through the gate, knowing that the patience that you carry because you trust that it will come pays off. When that fruit is ready to fall from that tree, it just will. And it will be delicious. You will be able to savor it. That's that decision that you want to make. The knowledge of the timing of that decision will come when it's meant. And then overall, this whole process may require you to slow down quite a bit. And it may be against that may be a pattern that you need to break, is to just kind of breathe life into this moment and slow down. It's all coming. It's all coming with patience, with knowledge that your changes and your decisions will come. Your only practice to worry about is to maintain that balance. Integrate your opposing forces that are going on. Integrate them, allow them all to be there, and be, ultra aware of all of it in this very moment. And your change will come about when it's time, and you will know the signs. You will know.